Well, that's a good story, but I have one better for you, right? Now, you might think I'm into the old conspiracy theories here when you hear this one, but this is a fucking true story, right? About 3 or 4 days before the Champions League final, right? Back in 1999, okay? I'm living at home in with the mum at the time, right? Next thing, the landline gets an old phone call. The mother answers the phone. She's like, Connie, there's a fella on the phone for you. I was like, ma'am, tell him I'll ring him back. She goes, no. He says it's urgent. So I goes over to the phone and picks up the phone. I'm like, hello. And this fella on the other end of the line goes, how are things? Is this Connie Sullivan? I says, it is. I said, it is. Who's this? Alex Ferguson, Manchester United. I says, well, Alex, how are you? He goes, I'm not good. I'm not good, he says. I says, what the fuck has that got to do with me? I says, Alex Ferguson, you know. He says to me, he says, Ole is after fucking pulling something in one of his legs. And I was like, right? And he goes, would you bring along the gear on Wednesday for the match? I says, come here, Alex. I don't know how you got my fucking number, but we're playing Toomey Vara on Wednesday in County League. And there's absolutely no way in God's green earth that I can miss that, because if we win that, we're into the semi in 2 weeks later against Carrick, you know. And he says, well, Jesus, he says, there'll be a few bob in it. I says, we're talking County League here now, Alex. Do you want to be a wad, like? Do you want to be a wedge? I said, nah, you know, I fucking know you have deep pockets over there, like, you know. He says, he goes, what would your price be? I said, fuck it, you'd want. And at the time I was doing the blocks at the time. I was making €2 a block, and I was able to do 200 blocks. That's €400. I says to him, I says, well, to be honest now, Alex, you know, honestly, you'd be looking at around 700 or 800, you know, euro, like, or pound at the time is what it was. And he took the hand and all off me for it. But I said, but hold on a second now, Alex, you're not catching me there now. I says, you want to be the flights and everything now, and the hotel and the whole lot, like, do you know what I mean? And they want to be putting me hand into my pocket to be paying for nothing, like, you know. And he says, no problem at all, bring along the gear. So it was grand anyway. I had a couple of days coming to me anyway, and I organised them days off, and I got on to the manager anyway, fucking at home, you know, inside in Clonmel, and he fucking went through me for a fucking shortcut. How could you do this? We're playing Toomey Vara and you're heading off over there now to play a fucking game of soccer. And he goes, well, you're no good to us, and you're fucking no good to anyone, he said, and get off the panel, you know. If you're not there, if you're not at that match on fucking Wednesday, he said to me, he said, you're off the panel. And at the time now, I was training very hard and I was going well as well, you know, taking the freeze. I was like, fuck it, this is a big one here, like, am I going to... But you know what, like 750 quid into the hand, like into the paw for one night's work, like I'm only going to be on the bench anyway as well, because Ole wasn't even starting at the time. So long story short anyway, fucking I fucking tell the coach to go fuck himself, and I take the 2 days off, and I'm about to hop onto the plane, about to leave the house to hop onto the plane, and the phone rings inside in the kitchen. Mammy, I'm inside in the car, Mammy comes out to me, she's like, go in, there's a call inside for you. I says, Mammy, will you take me to the airport? She goes, go into the fucking kitchen and take the fucking call, she said. So I go into the kitchen anyway, right, pick up the phone, okay, it's Alex Ferguson. He going, no, there's no need to come over at all now, son. He said, it was only an old knock that Ole had. I says, are you fucking serious, Alex? He says, deadly serious. But it was a bad knockout he got. It was a bit of a knock, but he's grand and he'll be fine for fucking Wednesday. I was like a fucking dog, I was like, and that's mainly why I hit the drink hard. Then after that, never played hurling again. You know, that's a true story.